Hello everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss the descriptive questions of Chapter 8 OpenOffice ORG Writer 2. As you can see, we have one question on the screen. Expand the term WYSIWYG, that is, what you see is what you get. So, why this writer is called like this? Because in this, whatever we type on the screen, the same thing we can get when we take the printout. So that's why this is a very important term, WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. Next thing is, what are the lists and how many type of lists are there. So we all know that whenever we want to group together a related piece of information, we want to make it organized and more informative, so we use list. There are various type of list, but major we have two types, bulleted and numbered, which are used in writer. Then next question we have about the advantages of spell check. As we know, spell check is one of the most important tool in OpenOffice writer. The first thing we get in the benefit of spell check is error detection. For example, if I just make a mistake over here, so this is giving a red wavy line, and as I do right click, I can immediately get the correction. So this is error detection. Next is professionalism. It enhances document credibility. Obviously, a few important terms or the words which we want to change, we can take the advantage of that with the use of spell check. Time saving, because if there are so many errors in the document, so we can definitely change all of them in one go. Suggestions, it gives us suggestions also. For an instance, if I make one mistake here and if I do right click, so it will give me different options. So that's the advantage of using spell check tool. Auto correction, it gives us the advantage of auto correction because few spellings are there which are automatically corrected. For example, if I write TEH, so it has been converted into the. Next is learning tool. Obviously, it improves our vocabulary and skills. Next question is, what do you think about grouping of graphic objects in is useful? As you know, we have different type of graphic objects in LibreOffice Writer. So obviously these graphic objects help us to manage with complex diagrams. We can use images, charts, all those things. And it also simplifies the document creation and enhances document layout and visual appeal. Next is, what are tables? Tables, it is basically the arrangement of data in the form of rows and columns. So usually we have two ways to insert the table. The first one is we need to go to table button on the standard toolbar, and from there we need to just uh, press the mouse button and drag to select the number of rows and columns, and where we release the button, the table is inserted as per the selected row and columns. And the second method is we can use Control plus F12. From there we can get the option to specify the rows and columns in the insert table dialog box, and after clicking OK, the table will be created. Next question is related to biodata, because this is something, a sample is there in front of you. Likewise, you can also create your biodata, including the details like your name, parents name, gender, date of birth, nationality, address, and the qualification, experience and all. Next question is, what are lists and how are they useful? So we have discussed earlier also that they help us to organize the data and we can make the information easier to use. But how are they useful? Because we can use them in presenting steps, we can use them for summarizing information. It enhances readability, structure, the organization of data, content flow, emphasizing key points and simplifying complex information. And it also helps in it also helps in comprehending the things like articles, presentation and notes. Next question is, in how many ways we can create list, and we also need to tell the procedure. So usually we have two type of list, bulleted or numbered list. If we want to create the list, we need to use bulleted list option, or numbered list option from the formatting toolbar, and then we need to type the first entry and then press enter. So this will create a new bullet or number, and then we can move to the next line. And if we want to start a new line without adding another bullet or number, so we need to press shift key while pressing the enter. Continue to type entries and press enter twice when we are finished typing to end the list. So this is how we can create list. Suggest a situation where bulleted lists or are more useful than numbered list. So as we know, bulleted list requires as such no specific order, but at the other place for ordered list we require a number, a sequence. So if I take an example of bulleted list, like features of product, highlighting advantages of service, presenting creative brainstorming points, so all of them doesn't require any kind of sequence. Next is the use of find and replace feature, which is one of the most attractive feature. Using find and replace, we are capable enough to ensure the correctness of document by replacing the terms with correct option. So if I talk about the benefits, the first thing is efficiency. It is efficient because we are able to uh, change the words or phrases. It saves time. It is consistent because we are taking the advantage of uniform language and terminology throughout. Error correction is also simple. We can do editing in bulk, means it helps us to modify the things speedily. And then the last point is document analysis. We can easily make analysis, we can easily search for relevant information, and accordingly we can make our work easier. Next is in what sense print preview is useful tool in word processor. See, whether it is word processor, LibreOffice writer, or it is Microsoft Word or any of the application software, print preview kind is a kind of feature, is a kind of option through which we are able to see the things before we get the printing. And this way we can save paper, we can save ink, and we can also decide what exactly the things should be printed, and we can improve the quality of printing as well. So that's how this print preview option is useful for all of us. Thank you so much.